Logitech has made some great products over the years, from keyboards to mice to webcams and beyond. But two mice we're going to look at today is the Logitech MX Master 2S and 3S. What we're going to look at today is to see if the 2S is still worthy in 2024, or should you buy the 3S? Now, this video is not paid or sponsored by Logitech, but I just had these two mice in hand and wanted to make the comparison to show, do you need an $100 MX Master 3S, or can you go with a $60, little bit older MX Master 2S? So let's get right into it. The first thing we're going to talk about is what comes in the box. So right here, you see me unboxing the Logitech MX Master 3S. So what the 3S comes with is a little charging cable for the mouse. It's USB-C to USB charging cable, as well as a USB Bluetooth adapter if you don't want to Bluetooth it directly to your computer. It is nice that the 3S comes with these add-ons because the 2S comes with literally just the mouse. For the build quality of these two mice, they are actually very similar. They both have plastic coverings. The ergonomics is pretty good. They both have the thumb wheel, scroll wheel, buttons on the side, the middle scroll wheel, everything. As far as layout of these mice, they look pretty much the same. The build quality is just a little bit different between the two. The 2S might be just slightly bigger than the 3S, 3S being more compact, but as far as everything else, like plastic build, the buttons and the layout, everything's almost virtually the same. The buttons that come on these mice are pretty much in the same place. If you look at the buttons on the side, you'll see they both have the scroll wheel, except the buttons on the 2S versus the 3S are slightly different. On the 3S, they're a little more ergonomically pleasing and make a little bit more sense as they're side by side. And on the 2S, they're kind of top and bottom. Depending on the user, one may make more sense than the other, but using both of these mice, neither of them were a super drawback from where the buttons were. But I will say it was a little bit easier using the side buttons on the 3S versus the 2S. Now, one of the biggest differences with these mice was actually the sound difference while it's being used. So to show you the sound of these two, I put them kind of side by side so you can see how these sound in use. I don't know about you, but that 3S is really quiet and really satisfying. Just for me personally, some people like the louder clicker mouses and just like the mechanical keyboards and such. But for me, that 3S is real pleasing. Both of these mice are able to be configured and customized in the Logi Plus Options app. So as you see here, I'm in the app going through the MX Master 3S. I have my buttons here, volume up, volume down, horizontal scroll. So these are kind of the defaults that I use in general use. But up top, as you see, depending on which app you hover on, they have different buttons or different functions. The buttons have different functions. And so within here, this is my Final Cut. I have it zoom in, zoom out for the side buttons to improve my workflow within editing videos. And then in Google Chrome, I have it the same buttons that I was zoom in and zoom out as volume up and volume down. This is greatly to improve your workflow when you're doing whatever, whether you're scrolling the web or editing videos and stuff like that. And these can all be customizable throughout the app. Now on the 2S, you can do the exact same things throughout the app. You can customize each and every button. You just have to add the shortcuts manually because the shortcuts on the app, as far as Final Cut, Google Chrome, Safari, do not pop up automatically on the 2S. Within the app, you can also increase the speed at which your scroll wheel goes, and you can increase your pointer speed as well, and also this scroll wheel here. If you want a more sensitive scroll wheel or a less sensitive scroll wheel, you can do all that right within the app, which is super easy. And may I add that these mice, both of them, can connect to up to 3 devices at once. So if you're a person who needs multiple monitors or setups in order to get the job done, one of these mice will be able to get you that easier workflow in order to use one mouse for 3 devices. Another slight difference between these mice is the charging option. So like I said, when unboxing the Master 3S, that it comes with the USB to USB-C charging cable. which is the more updated charging system that we have now in 2024. The 2S actually uses like a mini HDMI or mini USB, micro USB cable, which is kind of hard to find nowadays. So if you do get the 2S, just keep in mind you're going to have to just keep one random mini USB cable versus just using USB-C like everything else. So who are these mice for? I believe they're for anybody who works from home and wants an easier workflow when you're working on multiple monitors, or just someone who's like a content creator or edits a lot of videos, pictures, things of that nature. Because of the versatility of the Logi Options Plus app that you can do with this mouse, I think this makes everyone's workflow just a little bit easier. The price difference at time of recording, the Master 2S is about $60 and the Master 3S is about $100. So I'll let you make the decision. Is the 2S something that'll work for you, or do you feel you need to upgrade to the 3S? I will tell you a little hint. If you're working on a glass desk, you're definitely going to want the 3S because it's 8K DPI, smooth function thing, whatever. I haven't done much research on it, but it sounds cool. So what are my final thoughts on these two mice? I think either one will work for you. If you like the ergonomics and the sound of the 3S better, then hey, go ahead and get that one. But if you just want a basic mouse that does it all and that you can fully customize all the buttons, the 2S will still work for you, even though it's a little bit older than the 3S. Personally, what sold me on the 3S was the buttons on the side as well as how quiet it was. They're both equally as smooth in my opinion. Another thing that sold me on the 3S is that sometimes the 2S, when I open my laptop to work, it would disconnect on its own and I would have to go into the Bluetooth settings, forget the device, and then reconnect the mouse, which was super frustrating. But I've never had that issue with the 3S. So if you want easier workflow when you just want to open your computer and get going, I definitely have to recommend the 3S in that aspect, unless the 2S that I got was just a dud. I'm not sure. So with that being said, this has been the Logitech Master 2S versus 3S comparison. Leave your comments down in the description of which mouse you think is better, or talk about the one you have, or talk about something that you think is even better than these two mice. If you like this video, make sure you like and subscribe. Remember, make sure to drop your comment down at the bottom. With all that being said, until next time, peace.